Hey families, I'm going to attempt to show you around Google Classroom and how to submit work, and also to see where you can find our daily lesson plans. So I've logged in as a student onto my Chromebook, and I'll show you how to access Google Classroom. So follow me. All right, families and students. So here I am in a student's Gmail account. Depending on your comfort level with Google Classroom, some of you might go directly to Google Classroom. Some of you may go via Gmail. It just depends on how you log in. You certainly don't have to access it through a Gmail account. It just absolutely depends on how you log in. So I'm using a student account and hers directed me through Gmail first. So what I need to do is go up to this little group of circles. So I have this little square up here with Google Apps. I'm going to click on it. And I have several different apps that I can choose from. I'm going to click on the Classroom app. And once I do that, it's going to pop up Mrs. Hanson's Google Classroom page. That's exactly where we want to go for all of the weekly lesson plans. When I click on the Google Classroom page, we made it. There we are. So we have a couple different options once we're on the Classroom page. So this very first page that it should always take you to is what is known as the stream. And it says it up here. We have the word stream. And basically what the stream is it's a really quick way to get out information. So if there is an upcoming Zoom session, if there is something that gets changed with our lesson, if maybe a link isn't working and it had to be updated, there are some birthdays coming up. I started to do shout outs today that you can see on the top of our stream here for students that got their reading turned in on time very quickly. So it's just an opportunity to get all of that information out in a very quick way. Students can also use the stream to talk to each other. So we have students that like to say good morning, hello, and so it's just a great easy way to communicate. Other than that, there isn't much for us to do with the stream other than just to talk and share information. Where you're going to go to find the lesson plans is in this middle tab here where it says classwork. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the classwork tab. And I tried to set this up so that it makes sense to be able to find things. So the very first group is how to use or how to log in. These are mostly pertaining to math, and so these are some things that Mr. Stewart put on our page to help with some of the assignments that he's given. So if students are looking for help, or perhaps if you're trying to figure out what something means and it pertains to math, I encourage you to go to this first tab where it says help or how to use or log into to see if there's a link there to get some more information. The weekly lesson plan is the next part, and this is what got emailed out on Monday, and it should be emailed out at 8 o'clock every Monday. This is where we can click on it, and it's going to open it up as a Google Doc. The big change this week is that most everything has to go through this Google Classroom platform. So if you noticed it when you clicked on it, if you opened up your email this morning, there aren't the links that we had the previous week. So I can't go into any of these boxes and automatically click on something for my student or myself to do. So it's nice information because I know that, for example, Monday, there's a reading assignment. I know that there's a math assignment, but I don't know the specifics of what it is that needs to get done. So this is kind of more just for information to have an idea of, oh, Tuesday is the day that my student has writing. Friday is the day that my student will have science. So it's kind of more informative as opposed to what we've been using where we've had it set up for the actual links. So I'm going to back out of that page, and the way it's set up right now is the next tab is for reading. And it might seem kind of strange because there's only one thing for Monday under reading. I purposefully did that to try to make it not confusing for students or parents that are trying to help support their students' learning. So you don't need to go through and wade through a bunch of information or a bunch of tabs. Every day at 8 o'clock in the morning, the lesson for the day will become available. So for today, Monday, we have two things. So the first thing is the slides, and I apologize that it popped up on the bottom part, but when I click on the Google Slides, it gives the topic and it's going to give the skills. So the skill for the week was to be able to determine the theme, the main message. We're using I know or I can statements, so that way hopefully at the end of the week our students will know what is expected of them and what they will be able to do after going through the lessons. And then the next slide has the actual lesson. So, surprise! It's another video done by me. And the idea is that the students need to watch the lesson, and afterwards, we're going to go back onto the Google Classroom page and complete the form. So everything's right here, and I'm not going to make you watch it again, but if you click right here on the play button, it should play right from the slide. After you're done watching, you're going to go back up to the top, back out of that, and then click on the theme chart where the actual assignment is. And I know that there's been a lot of questions about how to submit the work, and I am hoping that by having it all on the Google Classroom page, it'll help alleviate any confusion about, do I need to save it as a PDF and email it? How do I get it back to you? So this one, you're just going to scroll down. Super cute chart, but unfortunately it wasn't user-friendly for distance learning, so we had to kind of adapt it the best we could. Your student's going to put their name right here, and then they're going to fill out the answers down here on the chart. So looking up here to kind of get an idea of what it was that was being asked, there are some examples of themes here, and then they're going to fill it out. When they're finished, they're simply going to click the submit button, and then that gets sent right to me into my Google Drive, and that's all that they need to do for that. So I'm not actually going to submit this because I logged into a student's account, but that's all that would need to be done. I'm going to go ahead and go back out of this. Oh dear, yes, I do want to leave the page. And for math, we can go in and find out. Notice there's only one thing for math because again it's dropping just on the day that it is assigned. And we have a couple of different things. So the first thing says to watch the math video. So you would click and watch the math video. Second task would be to play concentration. And then the third task would be to complete the attributes form. So I'm going to click on the form just because it'll be a good example of how to submit work again. And it's very similar to the reading form. It's already set up, so it's already connected to the email account. The student would go in, click on the right answer, and at the very, very end, click submit, and it'll automatically be sent to myself and to Mr. Stewart for math. So hopefully this is a lot easier than the way it was set up for the first 2 full weeks of online distance learning. There might be some forms where it says share or submit. Those are absolutely fine. If there are some things that pop up as we go through, I will definitely address them the best I can. If you notice after math that doesn't say anything for science or social studies or writing, even though those are on our weekly lesson plans, if you've listened carefully, you're probably going to know that it's because they haven't been assigned yet. So those will drop. So tomorrow there will be a little tab here that says writing, and it'll have the writing assignment, and then there will be one for social studies with the day's social studies. And then on Friday, there will be one added down here for science. So it's nothing that is missing. You're not missing anything on the page. It's just the way that it's organized to hopefully make it easier for you and my students. So I'm hoping that this video kind of answered some of those questions. As always, do not hesitate to email me. We will be having a weekly Zoom session on Tuesday, April 28th at 5:30 p.m. and again on Thursday afternoon, April 30th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I will be sending those invites out shortly. I hope that you are staying safe and healthy and doing well, and I'm looking forward to talking with you all soon. Have a good afternoon. Bye.